Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today I have for you a Psychic pure build using the new Psychic cards. Mainly we have Psychic Wheeleder. You guys saw the pack opening, you know that I got 3 of them, and it's a really cool card. This card is as versatile as something like Junk Synchron, so you're gonna see this card in a lot of decks. It's probably the easiest way to go into a level 6 at the moment. And but I wanted to try him out on what was quote unquote intended to work with, which is psychics. And this is the build I came up with. I'm using my monster cards. You guys know I've been very fond of this skill as of late, and it basically guarantees that I have 2 monsters most of the time. Like 99% of the time they're gonna be monsters with different names. Very rarely will you get 2 copies of the same card in your starting hand. And yeah, all you have to do is run 6 level 4 or lower monsters. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yeah, the skill has been working pretty well for me. Sometimes I struggle because I don't get any on my back row, which will happen. I am running 12 monsters, but most of the time I get a healthy mix of monsters and back row. We're using 3 floodgates. I know it's super expensive, but this could be 1 floodgate, 2 Canadias, 2 Canadias, 1 floodgate, or 2 floodgate, 1 Canadia. The only reason why I'm not using Canadias this time around is because I really hate survival ends plussing off of my Canadia monsters, and so I just wanted to try out floodgate this time around. But obviously this could be all Canadias. It's just personal preference. So I'm running 1 reinforced human psychic board. A really good psychic card. It can gain attack every turn by banishing your monster, so that's always good. But if I wasn't running psychic board, I would probably put this guy instead. I would probably put in a psychic wizard, but right now I'm just I wanted to try the Borg, and he actually came in clutch in a couple duels that you guys are gonna see. But yeah, Psychic Wheeleder, the new card. You can special summon this card from your hand in defense position if you control a level 3 monster other than another copy of itself, which is really good. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can target 1 monster on the field with less attack than the synchro monster that used this card as material, destroy it. You can only use this effect of Psychic Wheeleder once per turn. So obviously the monster has to be face up because you have to check the attack. And you can also destroy your monsters by mistake if you're not careful. Not that I did it, but you can do it. I have 2 Hushed Psychic Cleric. If this card is normal, flip summon, change it to defense position. Once per turn, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. Then target 1 Psychic type monster in your graveyard, banish that target. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, target 1 monster banished by this card's effect, special summon that target. So that's really cool because you can, as long as you have a Psychic in the graveyard, you can activate the effect, send a Psychic from your hand, and then banish the one you sent from your hand. So you don't have to target something before the cost, which is really good. And from then you're gonna special summon your Wheeleder, go into your synchro play, and then special summon whatever you banish with Cleric. Really cool card. I only have 2 because I believe it's from the selection box. Let me check. Yeah, oh, it's not from the selection box. Oh, I need to get a 3rd one then. 2100 defense, pretty good. We have a Serene Psychic Witch. It's gonna let us search whatever combo piece we're missing, whether it's a tuner or a level 3, or if we need a reinforced human psychic board. You also have a pretty cool combo with Esper Girl. Esper Girl is gonna get special summon. It's gonna banish a card from your deck face down. Then if you synchro summon with it, or if it gets sent to the graveyard, you get to add that card to your hand. I really like that effect, and I would love to make a deck, like a level 5 synchro deck using more Esper Girls. But in this particular build, because I'm focusing so much on Wheeleder, I could only tech 1. There was really no space for more than 1. And then we have Psychic Tracker, which is kind of like Wheeleder, but it's a non-tuner. If you control a level 3 monster other than this card, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. You can only special summon Psychic Tracker once per turn this way. A synchro monster that used this card as material gains 600 attack. That's actually pretty clutch, and the fact that this card itself it's 1600 attack, it's also really good because your Wheeleder has no attack, your Esper Girl has no attack. your cleric has no attack. So this will help you, you know, get game if you don't need it to synchro summon. 2 enemy controllers, because of the amount of special summons, it's really easy to econ take into game, so it seemed like a no-brainer. 2 psychokinesis. There's no space for 3 in my opinion, unless I cut this card that I actually didn't get to use at all, but I wanted to try it out, so just 2 at the moment. Speaking of Psychic Field Zone, select 2 of your removed from play monsters, 1 Psychic type tuner and 1 Psychic type non-tuner. Return them to the graveyard and special summon 1 Psychic type synchro monster from your extra deck in face-up defense position whose levels equal the total levels of the return monsters. So you can go into something like Life Transfer, you can go into Psychic Nightmare by returning from the banish pile to the graveyard using Psychic Field Zone. A lot of times you're going to banish those monsters with Psychic Borg. But I never got this card to my hand, so I didn't actually get to test it. It's just, in theory, it sounds like it should work. For the extra deck, we have 3 level 6, 1 Flammable Urukisas for the piercing, and then 2 Psychic Nightmare. This card it's pretty cool, but it's kind of gimmicky. Once per turn in your main phase, you can pick 1 random card in your opponent's hand and call what type of card it is, monster, spell, or trap. If you call it right, this card gains 1000 attack until your opponent's end phase. So I don't think I called it right once, which is very unlucky. But most of the time, depending on what deck you're going up against, you should know whether it's back row or... You'll know whether it's a monster or back row, and then you just have to call spell or trap right. But yeah, I never got this right, Pepe hands. 1 Psychic Life Transfer. I can only go into this with Psychic Borg, so it's not very likely. But I still wanted to throw it in there just in case. And then 1 level 5 Armades for Esper Girl with any of the level 3s. So that's it for the deck list. Let's go ahead and show you guys some replays. I know you guys are probably thinking that I'm throwing all these videos at you guys, and I kind of have to because I'm on spring break. So I have more time to record during this week, and then next week when I go back to work, I might not have as much time to play test decks and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get as much out to you guys this week. We're going up against Odeon right here. My monster cards, 4 monsters, not ideal, but you know, it is what it is. We have an Econ, which is good. We're gonna go for our synchro play. Normal summon the tracker, go into Wheeleder. Psychic Nightmare is going to be 3000 attack because of the tracker, and we're gonna destroy the Megalo Smasher. So this could be an OTK in theory if I had called this right, but I call monster. I figure, right, if you didn't set 3 back row, then you definitely have monsters in your hand. Nope, he kept back row in hand. And he has a Swamp Mirror, so it wasn't going to be an OTK anyways. It's a pretty good starting hand for us. He's going to go 2 back row and 1 monster. I think he mainly did this so that I wouldn't call anything and increase my attack. I go for Psychokinesis, thinking that if he didn't set the back row last turn, then he's probably not going to be able to stop me. So I'll go ahead and destroy the monster. Unfortunately, we destroy Babysaurus, and he's going to summon a Giant Rex. Psychic Board is going to banish 2, get to 2500, and we're able to inflict 3000 directly to the face. He sets another back row. Goes for Morella here, followed by Lee and Colia. This kind of sucks. Like, I never thought that, you know, I would be helping him by banishing my own cards, but whatever. He's gonna be able to get 2 normal monsters on the field, 2 Paleozoics. Not only that, that also gives him 2 survival ends in the graveyard, so he's gonna be able to clear my field. Luckily for me, I still have an enemy controller, so I should be able to survive this. Unless he top deck another monster here, which he doesn't. He gets Giant Rex, but Giant Rex cannot attack directly, so we're safe with the enemy controller. I'm gonna go for Cleric because I'm trying to get my... This is really cool. You can banish your Synchro monster as long as he doesn't have a summoning restriction. And then, you know, special summon it back, which is what I do right here. When I special summon Urukisas, Wheeleder is gonna destroy the Giant Rex. And the Hallucigenia is not gonna matter. I can still get over the monster, and I can just attack directly with my Psychic Nightmare. Yeah, the deck is really fun. You have some nice combos going. But for some reason, man, just Psychics... It seems like no matter what I do when I'm playing Psychics, I'll always have a bricky hand. Like, you saw that duel. 4 monsters, not ideal. I had to top deck that enemy controller. But here we're going up against Jesse. And we have Witch to start, which it's ideal. It's what you want. Diamond Core into Iron Core. But I have an enemy controller, so I could Econ take here, but I'm gonna take my chances and just, you know, hope that he wasn't gonna summon a Quackimera Wall. That would have been bad. And my gamble pays up. He summons the Sandman, and he doesn't even have Maximus, so this is fine. We're gonna get a Wheeleder from our deck, and I'll take the damage. Wheeleder gets special summon. We have a Cleric. Cleric is going to send our Psychic Borg to the graveyard, and we're gonna banish the card we just sent before we Synchro Summon. So we have a Psychic Nightmare, and our Psychic Borg is gonna go back to the field. We're gonna get Floodgated, which is fine. Now we get rid of that back row. I can banish 2, go to 25, Econ take for the win. Sorry, Kawaki. That guy was still running 3 Maximus. Can you believe him? Can you believe him? Trying to rush the King of Games, I guess, before the nerf hits. Here we have a Joy Wheeler. And I played this kind of bad because the whole time I was playing around Wing Revo. And that's why some of my plays are questionable. My monster cards. Once again, 2 monsters. This is like the perfect hand. 2 monsters, different names, and 2 back row. It's amazing. We're gonna go Tracker into Wheeleder. And I'm gonna summon Urukisas because, like I said, I thought this was gonna be a, you know, the normal Wing Revo. And I wanted to pierce over that Wing Revo. Not that Urukisas is a bad monster by any means. But that's why I went to him instead of Nightmare. He goes for Hey True Nate, and here I'm like, you disgust me. You're still running Hey True Nate, I lose. But he Hey True Nates to set a card. Who does that? And I'm thinking, okay, this time it's definitely the Wing Revo. So that's why I don't summon my Psychic Witch and go into Psychokinesis. I'm like, it's a Wing Revo, I win. But if I use my Psychokinesis, I can't damage him anymore. Turns out he set an Iron Knight. And this is the only reason why I saved this replay. Last gamble. Roll a 1. Bye-bye. That is so satisfying for some reason. And I've been on, you know, on the receiving end of a shaft gamble. But, you know, get out of here, man. You're still running Hey True Nate. You're running a nerf deck and a nerf skill. Move on. Okay, and this Rex Raptor, it's actually a loss replay, but I saved this because it was my rank up, as you can see, and I got tilted. And he did everything right. I mean, he had a god hand, but he did everything to counter me, so that's why I wanted to show this. You know, to kind of show how easy it is to stop this deck, and why Psychics, unfortunately, have not arrived yet. 3 back row and a Giant Rex. Wow. We're gonna summon our Cleric. It gets Canadian immediately. Nothing we can do. Gets Salamandra, so we're gonna take 2150 damage. Somehow we top deck into Tracker, summon Tracker, Econ take. Nothing we can do. So my rank up was denied yet again by Dinos, Pepe hands. So yeah, if you're going up against Psychics, just stop the plays before they happen, and there's nothing, at least in my deck, there was nothing I could do there. I guess technically you could change the enemy controllers and maybe put Hey True Nates and make it more OTK oriented. but I just really dislike Hatronade, so that's why I don't use it. In this last duel, we have a Merrick. And this was disgusting. Like, people... Like, you know, we get a new box, and my mind is like, hey, new cards, let's have fun. Everyone else is like, how can we make what was already degenerate even more degenerate? And look at this guy. Wildheart, Power of the Guardians. I use this card in my spellbook, in my spell counter deck. If an attack is declared involving an equipped monster, place 1 spell counter on this card. The equipped monster gains 500 attack. So they're gonna gain their attack. Not only that, if the equipped monster will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can remove 1 spell counter from your field instead. That is so busted with Wildheart. It's disgusting. Not only that, he has a second Power of the Guardians, but luckily I have my enemy controller, so we're gonna stop all that in its tracks. Here I was trying to bait out the Solemn Scolding. My Psychokinesis is gonna be enough bait, and now I can just end this man's life. Summon Tracker, Special Summon Wheeleder, go into my Synchro play, Summon Nightmare, and look at what this guy had in hand too. I call Monster, Power of the Guardians. This man opened 3 Power of the Guardians. 3. So literally the only reason I won that was because of enemy controller. So it's not gonna be fun going up against that deck, and I'm sure a lot of people are just gonna replace, you know, the mage power and all that with that card, and can you even blame me? But anyway, that's gonna be it for me. I hope you guys enjoy this deck. Like I said, the Floodgate's very replaceable, and if you want to go more OTK oriented, you might want to replace this and go for Hatronades or put a Destructotron, something like that. I'm gonna keep play testing this deck until I found, you know, a more consistent build or something else I like. Definitely want to play with Esper Girl some more, you know, for a level 5 synchro engine and stuff like that. But that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description, along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really appreciate that. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and till next time.